My mother and I sit on the couch, and she rearranges some of the pillows. Across from us, observing, is Dr. M, my therapist. She's about to start the session, but Mama jumps in. Oh, que Gesù ti benedice, merci, thank you, she says. It's the third time that I've been depressed, seriously, clinically depressed. The first time, I'm a teenager. My high school, the family doctor, they urged my family to get me some kind of help, but we're immigrants. We have our hands full putting food on the table, learning the franglais, trying to grow tomatoes in Arctic conditions. You feel funny in the head? Go talk to Father Frank. Second time, I'm in my 20s, but this time I go on antidepressants, I start to see a therapist. I live at home, because I'm a good Italian girl. I'm a student in the Concordia Creative Writing Program. I'm one of the first in my family first in my community to go to university. My parents keep asking, but why? Why you no study the accounting or the business? Why? And I'm not sure how I got into this prestigious program. It's an arts program. I keep thinking they're going to find out that they made a mistake. They're going to send me back to marry one of the Tonys so that I can pop out some bambini. That therapist that I was seeing that was trying to help me, I bump into her at a restaurant near Concordia. I freak out. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I couldn't handle it, so I stopped going. And for the next decade, it's hallelujah self-medication. Third time, I'm in my 30s. I've been living on my own for a while. Mama cried every day for a whole year when I moved out. I know. I'm a freelance journalist. I work in publishing. It's the early 2000s, Generation X. Rent is cheap, bagels and PA are nearby, and every other weekend there's spoken word at La Sala, Rossa. But the depression comes back. So even though I can't really afford it, I start to see Dr. M in Westmount. She's like young grandma old. It's a compliment. She has short white hair, and she wears cardigans on top of like white or taupe turtlenecks, even in summer. Dr. M is from Germany. That wasn't meant to be funny. She's from Germany. She takes so many notes, like pages and pages, like she's writing a book. I love books. I might write one someday. Dr. M has me doing breathing exercises. She recommends that I read The Drama of the Gifted Child, The Search for the True Self. She brings me scholarly articles like Understanding the Fight or Flight Response. She thinks I'm smart, and I am, damn it, I am. So everything that I couldn't talk about with the other therapist, with my parents, with Father Frank, it pours out of me on Dr. M's magical couch. Something that comes up a lot is my family and their traditional expectations. Mama comes up a lot. So Dr. M is like, well, do you think you'd want to bring her in for a session? I ask Mama, and she agrees because she wants to do whatever she can to help me. She knows that I'm not doing well, that I've been depressed. So by the time that she and I are sitting on this miraculous couch, I'm ready, and Mama is really into it. Tu è il dottore, says Mama to Dr. M. Ma io sono la mamma de Francesca. Moi, je capisce, moi, je suis le boss de mon business, Magasino de Flore. Molto intelligente la Francesca, speak English, français. Tutto quello que je fais est pour mes enfants. Mama is speaking Italianese, that patois of Italian mixed with French and English that you might hear in St. Leo, RDP Laval, and sometimes at Cafe Olimpico when the second generation Italians escape their natural suburban habitats to come visit the ancestral espresso bars of our immigrant forefathers. You know who you are. Mama is bosomy. She's had her hair done at Salone Moda, Josie's place up on Jean Talon. It's been shellacked into a perfect helmet. And she's leaning in, channeling, Io sono mamma, hear me roar. Dr. M mirrors Mama's movements in the reverse direction. She's like in defensive mode. But Mama, that just makes Mama lean in even more into that sacred space, right? Boundary between patient and therapist. I panic. My Sicilian Mama is about to devour my German therapist. Mama turns to me. A pillow flies off the couch. She says in Sicilian, "Ma fra, aiutami, che sta qua non mi capisci." That's when it hits me. Dr. M speaks English, not much Francais. Mama speaks, well. In order for this session to go on, I'm going to have to translate. Fra, says Mama. So I go ahead. Mother wants you to know, Dr. M, that she's worked her mama self to the bone. A few months before I was born, she opened a business, a flower shop. It's on Jean Talon next to Josie's place. She refers to it as her first child. I never wanted to work in the family business, and Mama says it's okay that instead I went to the McGill Concordia University. Maybe you've heard of it. Everything that she does is for her children. Dr. M has been scribbling in her notebook like she's in a cursive writing marathon. She says to Mama, and I would love to do her German accent because it is, but translating Mama is all-consuming. Dr. M says to Mama, "You work very hard to give Francesca a better life." E beh, drammatico, sul travaglio ci viene difficile, aiutami in un magazzino. I translate. Mother says, if work is so hard, living away from her is so hard, I should move back home, work at the shop. And Dr. M says to Mama, the shop, your first child. Ora ni capemo, says Mama. It's like that for the rest of the session. Mama, therapist, translator. At the end of the session, Mama does a very special Tarantella-style Tai Chi move and presents Dr. M with a bunch of cash. Was it stashed in her hair? Because she hasn't touched her purse this whole time. After, I just need to be alone, but Mama wants to take me shopping for a new coat. That old coat of yours, that old mangy coat of yours, fa schifo, she says. Ammone fra, come on, let's go. We go to the Canuck outlet. This is early 2000s, right? Canada Goose has yet to achieve world domination. So a made in Montreal Canuck is top of the line. Mama buys me a full-length Canuck parka with a fur-lined hood. It cost something, I think it was around $800, which back then was about a couple of months of rent in my land. Next session, I'm by myself with Dr. M. It's all I can talk about. I'm never wearing it. I am never going to wear that friggin' parka. But then we're hit with a snowstorm. It's -25. My old coat it's all worn. The zipper is all mangled. It smells of mildew. The new parka smells of nothing. I put it on. New coat, new me. I arrive at Dr. M's office. I leave my boots on the mat by the door, but I bring the parka with me to the couch. I don't say anything for a really long time, and then I start to sob. Dr. M closes her notebook. She offers me Kleenex, but I wipe my face on the parka. The inside fleece, which is softer. I say to Dr. M, this coat is so warm and soft. That's what it must be like to be hugged by the Madonna. But when I wear it, I hate myself. Dr. M nods empathetically and reopens her notebook. She says, while writing, I know that this is very upsetting to you. You have, my dear, a very, very challenging parka. But we have come to the end of our session. I pay her, and I zip up my Canuck, and I head out into the storm.